Hi, today I have a message called The Light You Share, and here's the short version. Calm isn't unhappiness. While all things are only judgeable in one way, they do work together for good. How you see those around you is the most important thing. Think of the exponential shift happening second by second by second by second. Nothing is more powerful than the light you are and the light you share. So back to calm isn't unhappiness. There is a deep quiet that is our essential nature. I know I'm not saying that quite right, because of course we're allowed to make sounds, right? Of course we're inspired and we can communicate with sound. But ego can start to interfere when we begin to find this deep calm we all share. And ego can come in and judge it and say that you're too calm, or you're depressed, or you're not animated enough, or you're too introspective. And it's just one of those bumps in the road, and just the reminder that being quiet and being calm is just a space to explore. Yes, the ego can come in and start to interpret it one way or another, and even start to carry you off in that direction, to turn it into solemn, serious, heavy, depressed. But that's just another opportunity to learn. There's an essential calm, there's an essential quiet that is what we all share with one another, and that's very powerful. And that doesn't have to be covered up with ego's chatter. So calm isn't unhappiness. Happiness is not ego's happiness. A loud chatter that would cover up fear or agitation. Once we let that calm down, and then we can run into what was hiding underneath ego's happiness. Maybe it is some of that depression, seriousness, solemnity, heaviness, but we are covering that up with some animation and chatter. But as we sink into, or kind of let all of that dissipate, we feel it and we let it dissipate, then what's left behind is this calm and this quiet, and it's not unhappy. And it's nothing the ego can judge, although it might get in there and try. But it's just a space that becomes obvious as we let everything else die down, and then we're willing to see that inner spaciousness alive and well in everyone and everything, and to understand that's real about them. So if I'm seeing a surface of agitation upon them, or seriousness or solemnity or heaviness upon something or someone, even a house can look burdened and heavy, right? That's not its essential nature. Its essential nature is this deep, calm, quiet happiness. And you don't always have to use the word quiet, but you could, to represent what's here and what joins all of us. Okay, while all things are only judgeable in one way, they do work together for good. So there seem to be all these moving parts in this world, and we ourselves seem to be one of the moving parts. And the thing for me to focus on is that spirit can pick up all these parts and use them for the good of all, as long as I keep myself out of it. And when I notice ego thoughts intruding is when I can observe I'm intruding on that. And not me as I am, but this idea of a false me. I'm allowing thought to intrude upon what the Holy Spirit would do with all the illusions I'm experiencing. So I learn to sit back in that calm and quiet and let Spirit do what it will with all the what seem to be separate moving parts in this world, And then the part about all things are only judgeable in one way. Well, if we look through any surface we would project upon someone or something, we can judge the beingness that we all share to be innocent. It is grace itself, it's truth, it's loving, it's light. That's the one way in which everyone and everything is judgeable. Under any fear surface I've projected on it, it's the same thing. So if I want to judge, that's how I can judge. And it's safe to focus upon what's actually here rather than to try to analyze what I'm projecting upon someone or something. I don't have to analyze it. I need to just look past it, be a passerby, to focus on what's present and what's real here. How you see those around you is the most important thing, because they are what I am. You are what I am. So again, I can either look at something I'm projecting upon you, which might look attractive or unattractive to me. It might be something I think I need to avoid or get away from, or it might be something I want to attempt to gather unto myself and make use of from the ego's perspective. But if I instead know I don't need anything from you because you're not a separate entity, you're just here, and I can just be here with you, and it looks like we're two different moving parts, a you and a me. The most important thing about what seems to be our interaction is letting spirit, which is both of us together, pick up these pieces and use them for the benefit of everyone and everything. We begin to realize our shared benefit is our only true benefit, and we start to want that more than anything for ourselves and for everyone and for everything. And analysis doesn't come into it. In my perceived and remembered past, I did a lot of deciding and analyzing about environmental issues or social justice issues or just ways in which I was trying to be good, human kindness, and struggling and efforting hard to be kind and good and harmless. And then I remembered that we, as we are already harmless eternally, and the true nature of everything behind any surface of fear I'm projecting upon it is that same harmlessness that I am. Then the perspective totally shifts. And I suppose I've been working on this for the entirety of this lifetime, but I see different phases in it. And when I really started to sink deeply into this, into letting everything be turned around, is when I was living in an eco-village. My husband and I moved to this intentional community to build what we saw as an environmentally kind home, and to raise our children in a community that would be connected and kind. And it was a lot of idealism. And we ended up leaving just a year later. So here, this thing I thought that would represent our intention to be harmless and to do our best to live that way didn't become my life. And I just went back to what I had been doing before. And it was fine. It was no problem at all. So that was a huge lesson in the struggle over the surface and how things look and appear, and the judgment and the analysis and the deciding behind all of that, what is good and what is bad, and the simple sinking into what is truly good without opposite within everyone and everything. Now I could do that any place. I didn't have to move away from the eco-village, right? But we get placed where we're supposed to be placed for the benefit of all, and that's part of accepting and letting those moving parts be put in place, and understanding our shared benefit and wanting that more than anything. Let's see if there's anything else. All things are only judgeable in one way. They do work together for good. So when I stay in the zone of everything being judgeable in one way, I don't have to, if ego is being really loud about something being unwanted, I don't have to pretend that I'm not experiencing that. I like to give ego its day in court by finding the thought and setting it down for a moment, and then refocusing. So we hear the thought ego has to say, we set it down for a moment, we focus back toward, today I'm focusing on my only function is the one God gave me. Want no other, I have no other. That's it. So refocusing back toward what is real within everyone and everything. And I wouldn't keep doing this, I wouldn't keep using effort in this way if I didn't experience rewards from it, if I didn't feel the strong safety of the guidance that's here for everyone and everything. The motivation comes with the practice, because we start to sink into the happiness, not a happiness I would pretend is real and gather unto myself as my happiness, but not yours, but a happiness that we share eternally. That happiness. Okay. I went back. That's all right. Let's just go back over how you see those around you is the most important thing. So we can all go deep into everybody's soul. And everyone's soul is clean, forever, pristine, perfect, filled with light, filled with love. And there's really nothing else to do but dive deeply into everyone's soul and to rest there, because deep into their soul is deep into yours. You have permission to be where you are. You're already deep in their soul. So it's not intrusive. I had to get over that. I spent years thinking it was intrusive to do that, and I'm using the word do in quotes. And it's not at all. It's where you already are. You all already are deep within everyone's soul, within the pristine cleanliness, the pristine perfection and beauty of that. And then if you remember, everything else is what you've projected upon everyone and everything, then you're in a beautiful position to let that all dissolve and shift in the way that benefits everyone and everything. To let Holy Spirit give us the illusion that carries us through and out of the hallucination we made together. Oh, and I said shift, and here's shift. Oh, okay, something I just remembered before I sat down to record this. I kept having the idea that I'm going to speak at a church on Sunday, and that would be March 9th, 2025, if we need to locate this in time and space. And I just had the feeling that someone from that church would hear this message. So I just want to say hello, person from the church, if you hear this message. I just had the sense that would happen, and I just had the guidance to say hi, so there you go. Okay, think of the exponential shift happening second by second by second by second. I think the reason this came through was not to speed it up or to hurry me, but to help me see how powerful an expansion is available to everyone and everything right now. We are the expansion, we are what expands, and we are this together. And these powerful shifts we experience don't have to be disturbing if we understand we're all together in the expansion, and the expansion benefits all of us, and we just expand and expand and expand together, and we're held safely by something very safe. And that is all of us. And it is what we spring from, what we were created by, all as one. We're very safe in this expansion. So think of the exponential shift happening second by second by second by second. So 2 times 2 is 4, times 4 is 16, times 16 is whatever it is, and it goes second by second. It gets bigger and bigger, and it encompasses everything. And if what you're encompassing everything in is safety and happiness and gentleness and kindness and goodness, then there's no problem in the expansion. And all our projections in time and space, all the fear surfaces we seem to have projected out upon people and things and situations, The expansion just takes care of those. The expansion transforms those. So just thinking of allowing the exponential shift toward allowing ourselves to see everything as it truly is, second by second by second. Let time be used in the service of and for the benefit of all of us together. Then we're in good shape. We're in a good space there. Nothing is more powerful than the light you are and the light you share. So you are already the light you are. And everyone you call other is already the light they are. They don't have to become it. And all of us already share that light. That light has always connected us as one. That's the part that can't change. What seems to change is that we remember it. We become aware of it. And we allow our illusion to become more directly reflective of that, second by second by second, right? And no matter how big a problem seems to be in time and space, it's just the fear tarp I threw on top of these seemingly separate aspects of time and space, and the expansion takes care of that. No problem. No problem, no problem, no problem, as it expands second by second. We're in very good hands. So nothing is more powerful than the light you are and the light you share. The true power anyone or anything has is goodness without opposite. The other power, we imagined it, and that was part of throwing a fear tarp over everything that seemed to be outside of us. We didn't do it. That's imagination. It never really happened, but we seemed to have done that, and now we're experiencing it in an illusion. And here's Holy Spirit, and through expansion of our remembrance and awareness of the light we all are, then these illusions are transformed into a more direct reflection of what we're remembering and becoming aware of. We all are the light. No one needs to get punished for wrongdoing, because wrongdoing is just the fear tarp I have thrown on top of what a being actually is. All we have to do is allow the expansion and the reveal, allow, if a tarp comes off something, it's revealed as what it is, as the light. The light is harmless. So that's what we can allow together, second by second by second by second today. So it's a beautiful job we have. It's a calm job we have. And it's a beneficial job we have, so we can just, rest and relax into it and enjoy our job and be happy as we allow what's here to expand and expand and expand today. Okay, hope that's helpful. Happy healing.